I'm ChosenArchitect, and this is All the Mods Volcano Block. Now, today is going to be quite the day because we are going to be jumping into a new dimension. But before we go into that dimension and we start to find things like more Allthemodium and Vibranium potentially, well, we need a mining tool that's going to help us do that. And I have just the mod for that. Now, it might not seem like much at first, but Thermal has a flux bore. And let me be clear, this thing is incredibly powerful. It may not look like much, and when you first craft it, well, there's not a lot to it. But believe me, with the upgrades that this thing can receive and the additional upgrades that are in this, this thing could become one of the most powerful mining gadgets we can get our hands on. So this thing right here, we should probably go ahead and craft. Now, we are going to need a netherite pickaxe to be able to mine Allthemodium ore once we find it. And then eventually we will have ourselves a tool that can, once we make an Allthemodium pickaxe, we'll have the next one to mine Vibranium and so on and so forth. Now, keep in mind, though, we still need to mine all the other blocks around it, right, to get to it. And that's where this tool is going to come into play. So as I start to make this tool, keep in mind how powerful it's going to be. And yes, we do have auto charging. As you can see, it is charging up because of our flux networks. And that's another thing that makes this incredibly powerful. Now, you might also see there is a mod in here that adds to Thermal series. And this is Thermal Extra, which adds extra tiers, even higher than our base tier of integral components. And if you're familiar with this mod, integral components are what you use to actually upgrade your machines. Now, in the machines, it's quite easy to upgrade, and it has a button you can click and you can go right into it. Now, you can do the same thing to this flux bore, but it's not so easily accessible right away. To be able to do this, we're going to use a machine that we actually used early on, and that is the Tinker's Workbench. So this is how we're actually going to modify this tool. So let's go ahead and pop this in, and all we have to do is put our flux bore in here, and you can see it opens up some slots. To change those slots, we need to go to augment mode, and now we have access to all of those slots. Now, thankfully in this pack as well, we don't have to worry too much. We don't have to worry too much about going through all the machines in Thermal as of right now, because the majority of things that can be done in Thermal can be done straight inside of our crafting grid. So to make all of the alloys and things like that, for the most part, or at least the basic stuff, we should be able to do. So that means we should have access to the top tier integral component. So that would mean top tier as in the base mod, which should get us up to Enderium. Now, all the Enderium stuff, as you can see right here, this can all be made with the hammer. We should be able, except for ender pearls, that's going to require us to make a pulverizer. But outside of the ender pearls, actually, no, we can just use regular ender pearls. So really everything's fine because we can make fire charges. We have all of the stuff required, and you can make all of these alloys with fire charges. So all I got to do is get this set up and we should have integral components by the time I finish blinking. And there we go. The resonant integral component, which is going to be the top tier that we can make right now, because it does seem like to go up in tiers, it's going to require this new dragon steel, I think. No, this requires resonant. This is a 6x scale factor. This thing is crazy ridiculous. It requires prismarine crystals, nickel dust. That's actually not a lot to go up 6 times, but that just means we can upgrade this in the future because you can always pull these out later on down the road. So let's get this inside here. So we have this in and we put this inside, and this will be a scale factor automatically ×4. So this thing will hold like 4 times more power and everything else, right? And as you can see by the charge there, that now it stores up to 200,000 and the transfer rate is 4,000. Now, we want to fix this. We want to make this thing mine more. Right now, it can only mine a single block and has no enchants currently on it. Well, we can actually make the radius of this, I think, all the way up to like a 7x7, which is just ridiculous. Now, it seems this mod has just gone berserk with this because the radial enhancement by default does a +1, but there are more radials in here that extend like to 5. The Twinite, this goes to +5 radius, meaning that this thing could potentially mine a like 15 area. like with 3 of these inside, that would be ridiculous. But for right now, we're just going to stick with this, which should be more than enough. This will give us a +1. This will give us a so it'll go from 1 to 3, 3 to 5, and then to 7 if we put 3 of these inside. So this is the radial. This is what actually increases the size here. Actually, that may be more, because if that increases the radius 15 or by 5, I have no idea ultimately what that would end up being in size, but that would be an insane size if that actually works inside of this tool. We'll find out. But by default, as you can see, to increase this, we would put 3 of these inside. Now we should be able to mine up to, like I said, a 7x7. And I did change some hotkeys, and there you go. You can see right here, it will now mine a 7x7, and you have to modify the cough core inside of your keybinds. So that's what this part of the mod, it's the core mod for it that allows this. So you can cycle down or cycle through. You can just set a single key to cycle through, or you can assign a cycle up and down key. I have mine set to my left and right arrow key because it's just really convenient in that regard. So I don't accidentally put it in a 3x3 mode when I don't really want to. But yes, like you see, it can mine a 7x7. Now, as of right now, it's not going to be insanely fast at mining, so we should probably put things like, I don't know, efficiency on this, because yes, we can actually enchant it with not only efficiency, but it also has a enchant called holding that'll allow it to store more power. Now, I think this will be the perfect time to use these tomes from Apotheosis. This is going to allow me to say specifically only give me some enchants for pickaxes. That way I can go ahead and get efficiency 5 on here. And that will make that really, really nice. So we can go ahead and enchant. So for example, this has efficiency, and we can then take these books and combine them together to hopefully get higher efficiencies. And just like that, I already have enough books to get efficiency 5, I think a higher level unbreaking, and silk touch all in one, which is exactly what I want on this pick. So let's go ahead and put these together. Now, I know I'm probably not doing it the best way that we can possibly do it. I tend to look and see what's going to be the cheapest way to do this. It does appear this is pretty cheap. This one has been modified. So we want to continue to make a book that ends up making it its first modification every time, I think. So in this case, we would add this book to it, and this would now only have been modified 2 times. And we just keep repeating that process. So this book now will only cost 15 to add that to. And so we just need to get a couple more enchants. And that should hopefully continue to make this cheaper. So as you can see, well, actually, no, this one's 13. That would be 15. So let's do the cheaper one, and then we can apply that. I didn't get holding, though. I don't know if holding is something that can actually go on this or not, or if that's the thing that can only go on the thermal tanks. But yeah, this is pretty nice. If I put it in here, oh no, it does grant us holding. You know what? I kind of want to just base enchant this. Maybe there's something that prevents it from going on to a pick enchant. Because I do want holding. Holding will make this a lot better. So yes, let's add holding to it, and if we get lucky, it'll give us something else. Great, it gave us some other things that are really irrelevant to us right now. But that holding is the max level holding, so that's awesome. So this is going to give us efficiency 4. Oh, we didn't, I think, combine our books correctly to be able to get efficiency 5. That's right. Oh, I just wasted all of that. So now I got to combine a couple of books in order to get efficiency 5. I got to find more. No, why did I make that mistake? Well, that's super convenient because there's efficiency 5. And that means I can then combine these 2 together. Oh, man. And then this will be a new book. And it's only been combined once, and that's only going to cost 26 levels. So even though I think Apotheosis removes that whole too expensive thing, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. And since we have like literally infinite XP, I don't think I'll ever have to worry about this. And you can go kind of crazy with your enchants with this mod. So there we go. So efficiency 5, holding 5, tombstone soulbound, which will preserve the item even when we die, and it has silk touch. I couldn't ask for better. This thing is going to be amazing. Now we need to go into the dimension to test this bad boy out, I think, and hope that our armor and everything holds together through that, because as we found out last time, we're really not that powerful right now. Now, before we go in fully, there's still a couple of things that I would prefer to make just to make sure that we are super protected. And that is going to involve some reliquary items. One being the Infernal Chalice, which I feel like we should have everything here to be able to make, unless it does require bat wings. That is the one thing that I think we do not have, is the bat wings. So does this require bat wings? Nope, nope. Doesn't look like it. Everything looks fine. Looks like I have everything we need. So that is for the chalice. And then another thing would be the eye. So there is a eye. That is the salamander's eye. And this thing as well, which this is from Snowman Drop. So we're going to have to kill some snowmen to potentially get a frozen core. But if we do that real quick, we should be able to get the salamander's eye, and it'll prevent blazes, which should spawn in this dimension, from actually shooting their fireball at me, and this should reflect all of that. Oh, by the way, did I mention that this thing also works like a shovel? So if you need to mine up dirt, this will do just as well as it does on stone. However, it does not do the same for wood. You still need an axe for that. And same for pumpkins. An axe is the best tool. Now, here's a little tip that you may not have known. Don't try to set up your snowman inside of your desert biome, which you're most likely in. Instead, you're going to have to use one of these biomes that were set up through the Rs method that I showed last episode. So if you do that, you won't have a problem. Your snowman will be fine. If you're in the desert biome, well, your snowman will just immediately die, which I don't think is what you want, considering we need to make more snowmen, which mean that we are going to potentially need to have more snow. And the best way, of course, to get more snow is via a snowman. So let's go ahead and set a snowman up. So we can go ahead and build it. I have this little thing set here to house the snowman. And there we go. So all you have to do is just use a shovel and let's see, a shovel, and we can just infinitely harvest some snow. Of course, you can use machines to do this, but this is still a fantastic method. Now, we should get this pretty fast. I'm hoping so. We do have like a higher tier looting. So, yep, we got it on the first kill. Notice it was dying, by the way. That's just what happens inside of desert biomes. So if you're in one, I think even savanna biomes, it does it as well. You just won't be able to use, a snowman in this fashion in that biome. So I think I'm crafting up the last few things that we're going to need in order to make the Infernal Chalice, which I think is a fantastic item to have. And I just now have all of the ingredients to make it. So I also made the Salamander's Eye. This required me to, of course, kill some more blazes, and this also helped in that process because it prevents you from accepting damage or stuff from the Gaston fireballs from the blazes. So that's pretty nice. And then this prevents us from taking lava damage. Now it has a couple different modes. It can store lava and then place lava, but it should protect us from fire. Yes. Look at that. We can now go under the lava and the lava does 0 damage to us, which is going to be really nice, especially when we're mining in a dimension that's, well, kind of a mix of the nether, overworld, and all kinds of weirdness. And then now, of course, I couldn't forget two of the most powerful spells in ours, and that is, of course, the Glyph of Leap and the Glyph of Bounce. Both of these are going to give us like a slime sling effect from like Tinkers, and also a slime boot effect. So that way, well, whenever we fling ourselves up into the air, we can be fine. We'll be okay. No matter what we use, we should be able to activate this. And if we do it to self, and then we set ourselves a leap and then a bounce effect, we should be good. Of course, I want this to be called dash. I like the fact of using it as a dash, and I want to set this to a keybind. I usually set it to one of my mouse buttons so it's easily accessible whenever I have this book in my hand. This spell is also great with Amplify, and Amplify is a must-have inside of our arsenal. And then I might as well get myself a mana regen ring, and our mana regen, I believe it is necklace that we can have. And there's also a, let's see, mana regen. I think it's just called... Yeah, okay, so yeah, the Ring of Greater Discount. So we have a ring, and we also have the Mana Boost or Mana Regen, and I typically prefer Regen. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I do have 2 ring slots, so I'm kind of curious if I can use 2 of these rings, if they're going to both apply and reduce the spell cost by 20 for each one, because that would be kind of cool. And then we also have our necklace, which is going to help with Mana Regen. ultimately making this spell, by the way, if you're wondering why my spell book is white, I dyed it white to match my armor. But anyways, if you're wondering, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. And I'm just wondering, it tells us down here how much it's going to cost. I wonder if this is included with the effect changes. So that's a pretty decent dash. But that mana cost is still really high on those. Even with that greater ring reduction, it still seems like it's going to be pretty high. I mean, that's just something we have to deal with. I think, though, if we used better spell-related armor, we would have, of course, more mana and regen. But we have, like, sort of battle-hardened armor, which should protect us more from damage, but has seemed pretty lackluster thus far. Now, I think another useful effect that we might want while in this dimension is going to be a Conjure Mage Light on ourself. And this is Night Vision. And so we should be able to use this on ourself to give ourselves this night vision effect, which will be way more helpful, of course, in an area that has no light. And so let's go ahead and get to that area. I think at this point, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not holding back now. Now, this right here is the pad that we are going to use to teleport to the other. So let's go ahead and set this up. And now that we've used our one Allthemodium, let's go ahead and make the pad. And we need to access this from within the nether. So we should just be able to teleport to the nether, and we should be good. Now, some other things I want to make sure that I have and we're ready to go is going to be, do I have the things to get back home? So making sure I have my home things set and making sure I have a netherite pickaxe. And I probably also want to use some sort of form of traveling, not really traveling. I need something that is going to allow me to place torches around. That could also be a useful thing. You know what? We have our mage light that we can use, so I'm not too worried about that. And we have the ability to activate night vision. So without further ado, let's go to the nether and let's do this. And hopefully the nether doesn't have really bad things waiting for us whenever we travel there. Oh boy. I do have a pretty decent sword, so let's hope that this is going to be enough. Oh, I am already taking damage. Oh boy. Oh no. The wither effect is not something I was looking forward to. Whew, okay. I think we should probably light this area up just to make things a little bit better for us. All right, so that is all done. So let's go ahead and try this out. I hope we're ready for this dimension. I really do. So as soon as we click this, we should be ready to go. Is it shift right click? Right click? It takes some time. Okay, it takes some time. Whew! And this has spawned me underground? Ah, yes, underground. So let's go ahead and use our new tool. The 7x7 miner. Yes. This is where I said this thing is insanely powerful as far as a pickaxe goes. Because of just its sheer mining speed. Oh man, this thing is just ridiculous. And we need to, of course, get to the surface, but we also want to stay on the ground. It does appear we're in some sort of mountain, is what it appears to be. Okay. And then let's also replace this tool with our netherrack tool or netherite tool. And I guess place some lights down. Oh man, because this is our location here that we spawn if we ever come back using this this portal. But of course, I should be able to make custom portals using our warp scrolls from ours. So I want to formally introduce you guys to the other dimension, which is where we're at. This is, well, one of the many biomes that we should encounter in this dimension. And boy, oh boy, is this going to be an experience. So I don't know if there's if there's certain biomes that we're going to potentially find these items in, or like Allthemodium. We should find it in the deep dark biomes if there are deep dark biomes here. That is going to be the only weird part, I think, is figuring that out. But yes, I first though want to make my way back up. So this is where our Lumos spell's really going to come into play. And just look how much this mines. This is just absurdity. I have discovered land after going all the way up to like 159, and in the Y level. That was quite the ascent here. And, well, we're now here. And it looks very interesting up here. Very, very interesting. Oh boy. I definitely want to set like a marker where I'm at and say like portal or a cave. Yeah, portal. That way we know how to get back to the entrance where a portal's at. My goodness. This is why we need this particular spell that you see right here. So that way I can go ahead and use this. Let's first of all clear our inventory. All of this stuff from all the mining. Oh man. If you're wondering how I'm doing this, I'm holding down Control and hitting Q. And that allows me to clear all of that very quickly. All right. Let's fly up or get ourselves some bounce. And then we'll use our Rending Gale. We can use this to fly around and discover new biomes and things like that. I think this is definitely worth it. We have 2 scrolls that we can use to find, to set 2 different locations if we potentially discover an area that is worth, I don't know, exploring. This right here might be one of those areas. Also, I think these berries are incredibly good if we can capture them. Did I not get any? I don't think I got any. But these areas right here are what I'm looking for. So if I set night viz, we should be able to like rummage around and see potentially ores in the walls. Now, this is going to be kind of a pain. This is going to be definitely painful. We may or may not see anything at all. But like Allthemodium and stuff like that is stuff that I'm kind of looking for. I think this stuff right here, yeah, this is like amazing food. Look at that, 20 saturation, 20 times. This is like amazing food. Way better than what we're eating right now. I believe it also gives you night vision for like an extended period of time, right? Yeah, a full minute of night vision 3. What? Even better than our R setup. I really feel like I'm descending deeper and deeper into the abyss here. Oh man, this is where things get spooky. And I have to worry about wither skeletons because the wither effect is pretty bad. But I can use the I need some milk spell to stop myself from being withered, but it also removes my night vision. Oh man. Yeah. Not good. Let's get that back. Deeper down we go. Oh man. And yes, this is getting crazy. But I'm loving it. Okay, so now I'm seeing way more ores now that we're in the deep slate area down below negative or down below Y level 0. So this might be where we'll have a chance. We'll see. Now, the whole reason I'm doing this in the first place is so that way I can eventually mine for it in the overworld. I want to get into Industrial Foregoing to mine for the Allthemodium and other materials. But to be able to actually mine for this, I need a laser base. And that means I need at least an Allthemodium pickaxe and some Vibranium gears. So we're going to have to get into it just a little bit. And that means I need to find more of it. And outside of using UU matter, I really think this might be one of the better ways. Hopefully we can actually find it down here. I did manage to find soul lava, however. That's all lined down here. Oh boy, this really opens up. By the way, the soul lava, I'm pretty sure I'm not affected by it because of the infernal chalice helping here as well. Super cool. Still not really seeing a lot as far as the Allthemodium in the walls. I've got to keep looking and maybe I will eventually find some. We only need enough to make a pickaxe. So it seems like right around Y level 6 in the other seems like where Vibranium spawns. And it seems like lower levels down below like negative 20 is probably where we're going to find Allthemodium. So let's get some Vibraniums. Can we mine Vibranium? Okay, so we cannot just yet, but at least I know where to search for it. I'm going to need an Allthemodium pickaxe, so that means we're going to need to go find a mine in the other biome, and we're going to need to find that down lower, way lower. You know what? Or not, because right by this Vibranium is Allthemodium. So maybe it's just going to be potentially be in caves just below level Y level 0, but it doesn't seem like Vibranium follows that rule. I really, honestly, I don't know what the rules is because it doesn't say it anywhere. Even in the like ore descriptions themselves in this particular pack, it doesn't really tell you where you're going to find this. So Yeah, you just kind of have to just hope that what you're doing is correct. So I need to get up there, and I should have plenty of blocks. Yep. Let's go ahead and get this mined. So we should be able to mine it, at least unobtainium. It does say unbreakable, but we should be able to break it with netherite. Yes. So we need netherite, and I do have fortune 3, which gave us 4 of the Allthemodium from that vein that we just mined. So make sure you're using a fortune pickaxe, as you are going to need it. It is going to be super helpful. And here's some more at Y level -33. So it does seem to appear to be a little bit all over the place. And for some reason, that vein miner did not work there. That was a little odd. Maybe vein miner doesn't like this. And there's some more right there. So yes, we are finding it in caves. And it does say even in the book that you would normally find it in the deep dark biomes in cave walls. So I'm wondering if that's the same thing here, where we're going to be more likely to find it in cave walls. Oh my gosh, there's some more right there at Y level -30. So now that I have a little bit of Allthemodium ore, this should be enough for me to craft myself an Allthemodium pickaxe. But I do want to save my spot because this is that Vibranium that we found. So I will just simply use a warp scroll, and now our location is stored, and we can head back home with our home portal. How cool is this? And go back home this way, and we should be able to make this a permanent warp scroll that we just created. And yeah, we should be able to teleport back. So now with our newfound Allthemodium ore, it's best to turn this into dust, and this will duplicate it. And so now we'll have double. So now we have 26 from the few that we had, and we just need to simply smelt that for right now. And so getting that all put in there should get us all of the Allthemodium ingots we're ever going to need. Well, we're going to need more of them, of course, later on. But for right now, this will be perfect. Then we're going to need 2 plates that we make with our hammer. And then we need 2 rods that I believe we're going to make these rods, yeah, with the hammer as well. But it needs to be in a normal crafting grid. So just like this. And just 3 of those gets us a Allthemodium, or 2 of those, actually. I think I made too many. No, I made just the right amount. There we go. Allthemodium pickaxe, and it is indestructible. Now we just need to get some nice enchants like fortune on this thing. I think this has higher enchantability because this thing just immediately enchanted with efficiency 4 and fortune 3 on the first roll of enchants. So that's awesome. And now I don't have to go through the hassle of doing a book thing like I've done for everything else. So let's go back and mine up that Vibranium. Now this should work. I'm going to go ahead and place down the portal to the other dimension. There it is. And this should take us right back. Oh, perfect. Right where we should be. And of course, get some night vision, and we are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to grab a little bit of material here. And now we should be able to mine this now that we have a Allthemodium pickaxe. And it has fortune 3 on it, so we should get a good amount. Look at that. Now we have some raw Vibranium ore. So at this point, we now have all of the things we need in order to get a ore laser base, which will be the primary thing that we'll need to mine out more of these things, hopefully automatically. Because this ore, as you can see, we have a couple of different biomes. We have a warped or crimson forest that we can mine unobtainium in, and then the Allthemodium can be mined inside of the deep dark, which we have that biome right at our base. Look at that. So I think next episode we definitely should dive into industrial foregoing, and industrial foregoing is going to do way more for us than just allow us to mine. I actually have sort of an automatic feeding solution that I can potentially use in that next episode. So I hope you guys are excited for that, just as excited as I am. If you are, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a huge thumbs up if you would. Also, comment down below. Is the other scary to you? Do you not like dimensions like that? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, guys, Well, it is now time to thank the amazing supporter of today's video. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Blink Josh. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member and supporting in one of the best ways possible. Guys, I hope you enjoyed, like I said, today's episode, and hope to see you in the next one. And as always, you know how it goes. Thanks for watching. Bye!